This is Stephen Bishop, and you are tuned in to Good Vibes with Miss Eclectic.
You're tuned in to Good Vibes with Miss Eclectic right here on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. It is a good vibe night. Y'all, we have a very special guest this evening. You may remember him from being Mary Jane. Man, he's literally used to play for the Atlanta Braves, y'all. We have none other than Stephen Bishop. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing well. I cannot complain. I cannot complain. You know, we are here in Atlanta, and I didn't know that you went from baseball player to actor.
I did. I did. I played baseball my whole life. Started my love of acting in college when I took a drama course, and just kind of had it as a plan B if there was going to be one. I didn't really want there to be a plan B, but
Okay.
it's always good to have one when you need it. So I'm glad I kept on to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. You were actually here. You played for the Atlanta Braves, so you were right here in the ATL.
I was. My mom is still in the ATL. I got my mom and my aunt, my cousins are still in the ATL.
Oh, hey, listen, shout out to the ATL. Shout out to your mom. They're amazing people if they're here. I'm not an Atlanta native, but I've been here long enough. I'm starting to claim it. Okay.
Okay, where are you from?
I'm literally from Texas, originally from Texas.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
South Texas, San Antonio. So we don't really have a major league baseball team there. We're all Spurs. That's all we have. We're Spurs and we're all Spurs.
There's no minor league team in
We
San
have a minor
Antonio?
league, the Missions.
Okay,
Yeah. So we do
that's
have
what I
minor
thought.
league admissions. I've been to a couple of games. They're cool. I'm not gonna lie. When I go to baseball games, they're fun. I go for the experience. I go for the hot dog. The guy playing the pipe organ. When it comes to what's going on, I'm like, I don't know what's going on the field, but I like it. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, no, baseball games can be fun, especially if the teams are putting out a lot of offense. You know what I mean? Like it can pitchers duels can be kind of boring because there's not any fireworks. Nobody's hitting the ball, but you get a couple beers, you get the hot
Right?
dog, you get the peanuts, maybe a ice cream. It just depends on what game you're at.
Yeah, you gotta have the experience. I have a lot of crowd engagement though, and that's what I like. I was like, "Oh, we get ready to sing. Take me out to the ball." I said, "Okay, we get ready to sing." It's the whole choir.
Yeah, yeah.
So no, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. So we've known you've had a career in acting, and now you're on Finding Tony, which is got to be a great movie. I'm on another show, producer show called On Point with Wandalyn Stokes, and she actually interviewed the director. But let's talk about this movie. How did you land this role?
Well, the role actually landed me. To be
Okay.
honest with you, they came to my team with the project, and my manager brought it to me and told me the concept, and I loved it. So I asked to read the script, and once I read the script, I mean, I literally within an hour called back and was like, "Hey, let's do this. Let's get her on the phone and figure out how we can make this work." So I'm very happy that happened. Uh, Finding Tony, it's an amazing movie, if I do say so
Yes.
myself. Raven did a great job. The response has been crazy, so I'm very proud of it, and I think everybody who's seen it has loved it. So we're doing well right now.
I love it. I love it. I'm pretty sure you can relate to the movie as him being a former, being in the industry of sports, not the drinking part. We're gonna go associate with that, but just being in the industry of sports, and the storyline with, I guess, his wife. You give the storyline. You're in the movie, so I'm gonna let you give the storyline.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to give too much. Tony is an NBA player who loses his wife and unborn child in a home
Mm-hmm.
invasion, and ends up leaving the league and falling into severe depression
Yeah.
and alcoholism. And he struggles with that for some years, and then gets pulled out to go coach a junior college women's basketball team. So that's as much as I'm going to give you. It's a
That's all
great
we need.
redemption story.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great story of perseverance and fighting against adversity. There's a lot of different subjects in this film that are touched on, that people deal with in life. So I think that everybody has an opportunity to connect with something in this film, and I think, like I said earlier, I think everybody is going to like it.
Yeah, it's definitely a film of inspiration. What has kept you inspired throughout your whole, whether it's been the transitioning from actually baseball to acting, or just in your career in general, what has kept you inspired?
Well, before 6 years ago, it was just the pursuit of excellence. You know, my
I
whole
love
life,
that.
like I said, I was a baseball player and I always wanted to be and was fortunate to be one of the best players on my teams. And I was always striving to be the best player on the field at all times. So, you know,
Hmm.
it drilled in me a pursuit of excellence. And then 6 years ago, my daughter was born, and that gave me a whole nother level of
Oh
inspiration
yeah.
to continue pushing and fighting and grinding and ascending. Uh, there's been a constant theme of a pursuit of this excellence that has kept me going and motivated and by the grace of God flourishing.
Hey man, you have definitely flourished. We have seen you flourish on screen. Before we start the interview, I was telling him that I remember being Mary Jane. You were David and Mary Jane, right? So yes,
I was.
and I was rooting for y'all. I was really rooting for y'all. So, but they're not gonna make it. But it's okay.
Yeah, Team David didn't work out like everybody wanted it to, but I had a good 3 year run on being Mary
Yes,
Jane, and then I transitioned to another show called Imposters, which was an amazing experience in itself. So I've been blessed. You know, God has really looked out,
absolutely.
and you know my hard work has paid off. You know, they say God looks out for those who are prepared.
Yeah,
You know what
come
I
on,
mean?
speak
And
now. Yes,
and so I did my part, and he did his part, and here we are.
I love that. That's all in that pursuit for excellence that you have. Who's been the favorite actress or actor that you have worked with so far in your career?
Wow, that's a tough one. I can't. I don't think I can give one.
The few.
I have had the honor of working with some amazing actors. I've worked with Denzel Washington,
Oh yes.
who was my acting idol when I got into the business. So to have a chance to work with him was amazing. I worked with Brad Pitt,
Oh yeah.
who, you know, early in my game, if somebody asked me, you know, whose career would you like to have, it would have been, I would have said Brad Pitt. Um, I got to work with Chris Pratt. I got to work with Philip
Yeah.
Seymour Hoffman, Jonah Hill, Billy Bob Thornton, Jamie Foxx. I mean, I've worked with a lot of really solid actors. Actresses, Essence Atkins is a favorite of
Oh
mine. We did three
yes.
movies together. Um, Gene Triplehorn on The Terminal List was amazing.
Yes.
Gabrielle Union on
Of
Being
course.
Mary Jane, obviously. Regina Hall on With This Ring. Um, Latoya Luckett recently on One Night Stay.
Yes.
And now in Finding Tony, a fairly newcomer who has, you know, done a little bit of work, but I see a bright future for her is Raquel Justice. And
That's
that's
awesome.
an interesting story. I played her dad, David Justice. First of all, David was my one of my baseball idols when I was a teenager, and
Wow.
then I ended up meeting him and becoming friends with him. He's like a big brother to me when I was with the Braves. And then 20 years later, I played him in Moneyball, and now I had the opportunity to put his daughter in this movie
Oh,
because I was
full
a
circle.
producer on Finding Tony as well. So I reached out to him and we got that done. And now, you know, as they say, the rest is history. So I've had a really good run of working with a lot of really solid actors and actresses. So to narrow it down to one is impossible for me.
Absolutely. That's a rich career. And the people that you have worked with, that's amazing. And then the full circle moment, right? That's awesome. That is awesome. The story you just said, man, that's cool. I
And
love it. That's when you follow your dreams.
that full circle moment was something that I purposefully did.
Come on.
Um,
Yeah.
I, you know, Dave has been, like I said, he's been a mentor. He's been a big brother to me. So when I got the opportunity, I knew his daughter was acting. So when I got the opportunity to, you know, reach out and help his family as he's helped me, I thought it was only right. So I was really happy that we were able to make that happen. And she does an amazing job. I mean, I couldn't think of a better destiny. She does such a great job, and I think her future is very bright.
Oh, that's a blessing. That is a blessing. I'm looking forward to seeing Finding Tony. I've not seen it yet, so I'm happy you didn't give too much of a synopsis. So I'm looking forward to seeing it because like you said, I know it's a movie of perseverance. It's definitely a movie of inspiration. Before you leave today, I got to ask you because the show is called Good Vibes. When you're getting ready, when you're prepping for baseball, when you're prepping now, when you're prepping for acting, how do you create a good vibe? Or when you get on set, how do you create that good vibe?
Oh, wow. I try to walk with good vibes, you
I
know what I
like
mean?
that.
So
Yeah, okay.
I don't really have to try to create it. I try to be
Yeah.
kind. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I try to be, it's weird. I had this conversation yesterday. Somebody was like, people think you're hard to approach and they're astonished that I'm able to get you to open up. And I was talking to this guy that I was playing golf with. And I said, a lot of people think that it's because it's difficult to get me to engage. But
Mm.
once I do engage, they see that it's not that I'm a hard person to approach or anything like that. I just, I'm focused and I walk through life with a focus, but I try to have a good vibe. I try to be kind. I try to be good energy to people and just a calming type of an energy for people. Going onto a set, I'm very, very, very focused. I try to be as professional as possible. So I just feel like my natural energy is what I bring, and fortunately for me, it doesn't rub people the wrong way a lot of times. So, but I I don't try to bring a good vibe. I think I just am a good vibe.
I like it. That's about to be you are the good vibe, right? Your energy is the good vibe. I like that. I can tell that you're very intentional, and I like that. Your pursuit of excellence, as you said earlier, which is sticking with you. That's what you apply to all things in your life. I love that. Tell us, Stephen, how to watch Finding Tony if you haven't watched it yet. All of the above, so we can watch it and we want to be engaged.
Well, you can go to my Instagram. Okay, this is I'm going to tell you two ways. Okay,
Okay.
you can go to watch.findingtonyfilm.com and watch it right now. This is an early access period where people are getting a chance to watch the film early at a discount rate before we go to Amazon and Apple
Mm.
TV and all of the other platforms.
Stephen, what's your Instagram page so we can go to it?
My Instagram is at Stephen C. Bishop. That's STEPHENC Bishop, BISHOP.
I love it, Steven. You're awesome. I love it. Listen, y'all, make sure you go watch Finding Tony. You have until June 17th, and you can go to Stephen Bishop's Instagram page. And listen, you can enter for a drawing to win $1,000. Who does not need to win $1,000? I know I do. Stephen, I appreciate you for stopping by Good Vibes. I look forward to seeing this movie of inspiration, of perseverance, motivation. I definitely look forward to it. So thank you, y'all. Make sure you go watch Finding Tony. Y'all, it's News and Talk 1380 WAOK. It's Good Vibes. Thank you so much, Stephen. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you having me. This was a
Absolutely.
good vibe.